My rare artist submission was called Strength is Not Always Loud, and it was inspired by my own journey of navigating through the healthcare system as a Black, sick little girl. When I created that piece, I was thinking about that little girl of when I was forced to walk and take 3 buses to the hospital, not understanding why they couldn't get an ambulance for me. And that feeling of being invisible was just so profound. I feel it to this day. It makes me get like emotional just thinking about, like, is this what my life is going to be?
The painting I did is called The Art of Surviving Craniopharyngioma. This is what it takes to survive craniopharyngioma. These are not all, but these are some of the medical supplies that my son uses every single day in order to literally survive.
You do have to look at the patient as a whole. And so that's why I titled it PJS 2017, because it's more than that. And it's Penelope Jane Sapia. This is a real person, a real little girl that at 3 years old started a drug trial.
My piece is called Experiment, and I based it off of the feeling of medical sacrifice and sort of being a test subject when it comes to finding research for rare diseases specifically. The background of my piece is my medical warning and information labels that come with every single one of my vials for my medication. I was in the clinical trial studies for getting these approved, so some of the symptoms or warning signs that are on there are written because of what I had reported back.
I knew that I would be losing my eyesight gradually, and I knew that from, my teen years till about 40, that was all I had. And so I decided I wanted to be an artist and make a living as an artist, but how? While you're sighted. I paint what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. I've always called myself an owl. I always tell everyone I got eyes in the back of my head. I think that sometimes my senses are a little more heightened than others.
Sickle cell makes me really want to advocate. The main concept for this piece is, since its name, Crow's Armor, it is to be an armor for the person who wears this. I made this piece because a lot of my art around that time, it was surrounding a thought process of limbo, wanting something and just like overthinking about it so much that it just keeps you in this same thought process.
In 2022, my piece Elephant in the Room was selected to be a Rare Artist Awardee, and that was my first introduction into the whole advocacy space, and I feel like I've really found my voice and my confidence in terms of sharing my story, not only through art but also through words when I talk to my legislators. My art piece this year is called The Twist of Life. The process of making this piece was very symbolic in connecting to my own rare disease journey.
I decided to use a form of poetry to paint this picture of this experience that I had growing up with this condition that I wasn't aware of, and what the diagnostic odyssey was like, as well as try to bring in voices of other individuals and bring in that collective voice.
The name of my art piece is I Am Resilient. My rare artist piece came directly from temporary lyrical dance that I self-choreographed to include my choice of natural lighting during magic hour. I believe that everyone can be a visual or performing artist as long as you express your true self.
This is entitled Upside Down because I used it to kind of get it out, and I think that's how I use my art. It's my outlet. And that's what I find to help me cope with things that I really don't have control over.
Finding out about the competition and entering and then getting to read about everyone else's entries was a really, really good way to raise awareness for rare diseases of all types.
Winning the Rare Artist Award made me feel like I was finally seen as an artist.
When I did this piece, I got to be as emotional as I wanted to be. I got to put it all out there on that, and it was just so cathartic for me.
I'm such a big proponent of using the arts and leveraging the arts for social change and social good.
Rare disease advocacy is important to me because it's making the invisible visible. And if I'm shining too bright for you, put some glasses on, because this is just a stepping stone. My illness was an initiation, and everything that comes after that is my purpose.
Putting out my ideas through my art and my experiences through my art, it still puts me in that place where, okay, I can calm down and I can get it out in a good way, in a creative way. And that just helps me to get through every day.
I never felt like I had a voice, and Rare Artists is giving me a voice to be able to speak up and to help other people in my community across the globe.
A reclamation of self for myself, leveraging my personal experiences to pave the way and make a better experience for other patients.
Art itself is a way to protest, a way to be an advocate for something. And with my art, I really hope for an ability to create a better world with it.
Please know there are no age barriers to your artistic talents and verbal advocacy too. Be brave and express your passion. Share your truth, your story, your heart, and don't be afraid to speak up. I am resilient.